G'day guys, welcome back to Bloody Briggin Sports, the Klutz and Das. Happy Thursday. Plenty of fucking sport happening. Darsol, how are we?
Good, mate. Very, very good. Mainly because once this is coming out, it'll be the start of day 2 of the first test.
Yeah,
which is
very,
so fucked up.
very horny.
Where
for
did that come
season.
from?
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Out of the blue. Must be the same people that work for the AIU in marketing.
Yeah,
Cricket
no,
Australia.
legit. I think it's a real issue.
It is. Anyway, we'll get into that later. But we are the Bloody Brilliant Beers boys, Klutz and Das. That sounded weird to say, but boys. We started off reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the chat you'd hear in the front bar of your local, and we're coming to you live from our local.
The Kingston Hotel.
The Caxton Hotel. The greatest pub in all of the land. This is our new sports show. It's only been out for a few weeks, so let us know what you think. I've had some good feedback in the DMs and stuff. So I appreciate that greatly. I just wanted to kick off. I got 2 quick points. The first one's really quick. You probably won't remember this because we've both stated a number of times on the record that we can't remember what we talked about on the podcast.
Quack.
And the only reason I remember this is because I was editing it and I scrolled past it.
Okay.
And you said last week that David Warner was shit and passed it, and he came out the next day and did 100 in the ODI.
Yeah, well, that's just the beauty of cricket. One day you're shit, the next day you're
That's
good.
it.
It just depends.
He's finding form.
Well, simply England were bowling with beach balls instead of cricket balls.
Yeah. But
that's it. At the time, David was not really performing too well.
No.
And I think he's coming to the end of his career, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel as though he maybe is thinking about the tests.
Yep.
Because he's really got to perform.
Absolutely.
So that he continuously gets picked
that
over
is the
in
beauty
England.
of cricket, though.
But I think I did say, there's a very good chance I didn't, but I'm fairly sure I did say how he said that he doesn't, he wants to go out at the top. So if he's bringing out performances like this, we've still got
Pick him.
vintage David Warner.
I'm horny for summer.
Which is great. He's coming into form at the right time.
How weird is form in cricket?
Yeah, no, it is strange.
It's a strange concept, isn't it?
Have I ever told you about when I was playing some warehouse cricket and there was a bloke, I don't think I've said this actually. It's this bloke, Travesy.
Yep.
Really gifted cricketer from our year from Grammar.
Yeah.
Weapon of a bloke, great fella. I did a couple of fill-in games a few years ago for their cricket team. It was like B2 or something.
Yep.
And he was having a real shit time with the bat.
Yep.
And was getting real frustrated. We went down to the nets for a bit of a practice session. And Sammy Haywood, mate of ours from school, he goes, "What's up with your gloves, dude?" He said, "I don't know. Like, what do you mean?" He goes, "Dude, you're wearing left-handed gloves." He's a right-handed batsman. So for those not very privy with the whole cricket thing, there's a big, thick, big, thick thumb. Padding, that's it. So
on one hand.
On one of the hands. So he had it on the wrong hand. So therefore, like he actually wasn't getting the proper grip on the bat.
So his bottom hand would have had the big, thick thumb thing, and his top hand wouldn't have been able to hold the handle properly.
Yeah, correct. So he was just like not being able to hit the ball properly, just doing all this dumb shit and not, getting good runs. Switched it up, got a pair of right-handed gloves, went out and scored 140 not out that next week.
Simple.
So that's form.
That is form.
It's a simple technique.
That's how I would explain form.
Yeah.
Something else we talked about it might have been last week, might have been the week before, the Wallabies and what's going on there and how the rugby union in Australia in general is just
it's a little
at the top level, the grassroots level. We know Clubland's going very well.
Awesome. We love it.
But we had an interesting call come through, which I thought made a lot of sense. And I wanted to play it for you.
Righto, do I have a bone to pick? Right, so 2002, last time Australia won the Bledisloe Cup. You know what? That was the last year of? That was the last year of people being allowed to sing Waltzing Matilda before the fucking start of the game.
Wow.
The RWC, what the fuck are they called? What are they called? The Rugby fucking International Committee. But they're fuckheads. Fuck them. We don't give a fuck what they're called. But they said there's nothing allowed to be sung except the national anthem before the fucking game. And you know what? That's what fucking brought Australian rugby to its fucking knees. So bring back Waltzing Matilda and we'll win a fucking bled.
I agree. Maybe if we had the Waltzing Matilda, we would have won that final at Suncorp in 2003 and we would have been on a way different trajectory.
I don't understand what's wrong with Waltzing Matilda, man. Maybe that's just my ignorance, but
I think it's just, bro, international governing boards of sports and shit are just cooked, hey. They're just weird. They don't like fun.
Yeah, okay.
Waltzing Matilda's great because, I think, can you imagine a bunch of Australians singing along to Waltzing Matilda all just like proper pissed, blind, and just getting into their work?
Yeah. I'd love to do it.
It'd be so sick, dude, but it gets everyone involved and then it gets
everyone
the crowd
up and
going.
about, gets your patriotic blood pumping. Like,
I think they're just so scared of us being so good at all these sports.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, smash it in the cricket, smash it in the league.
Yep. Soccer,
we're doing pretty great.
Yep.
We're just sort of too dominant, so they need to just bring us down a peg. And I think they've decided to choose rugby union for some weird reason.
Well, maybe we should start an undercurrent and bring it back.
Yeah.
When's the next Wallabies test?
Couldn't tell you because, well, unfortunately the marketing pigeon hasn't told us.
Yeah. But I reckon we should
get
the frothies out there.
We should all, next year, the Brisbane test, we should all get tickets in the same section and just start singing
Caxton car park beforehand.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Just get it going.
And then
carry it down into the ground.
That would actually
I want to see videos, though, of people at home before the game, all their mates on the piss singing Waltzing Matilda.
I think we should start doing that.
The Waltzing Matilda challenge.
Maybe we should start watching Wallaby replays of games that we won.
When we're blind.
And then start singing Waltzing Matilda beforehand.
Yeah.
And then this is what the feeling would be like.
Yeah. And then we get the ticker train in motion. Ticker.
Woo! Ball!
Yeah, the World Cup will be ours.
That's it.
Bring it back. There we go. Bring back the Waltzing Matilda.
Speaking of World Cups,
Australia
looking pretty good in the pool at the moment.
Mate,
nice win against Tunisia the other night.
I think people, and this will actually be out on Thursday when the the Socceroos play Denmark, which will decide our fate. But I think people forget that the World Cup, as we know it, is actually the World Cup finals.
Yeah.
And the World Cup goes for like 2.5 years. All the qualifiers and stuff.
Oh, I did not know that.
There's 200 and something teams that play to try and make the World Cup finals.
Yeah, right.
So even to be in it, we're in the top 32 out of 220. And
that's pretty crazy.
When you think about how far down the list of like our top sports soccer is, it's pretty fucking crazy that one, we're at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And two, we're winning.
Yeah.
Like France beat us. France literally won it last time.
Yeah, France are pretty awesome.
Literally the best.
They are great.
The fact that we got a win on the board and potentially going through to the group stage. Italy is not in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And we won a game.
Which is ridiculous.
Yep. Like, I don't think people fully understand the gravity of that win. It's fucking massive.
There's a big chance that you will not like my next point then.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
But putting it in that perspective, like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, so it's awesome that we're winning, right? But as a nation, are we having the hello sport effect happening on us? Are we being cock-teased into thinking our team is so much better than what they are?
Yeah.
Like what hello sport does with Manly?
Yeah. Like,
because, dude, when I listen to them talk about Manly, I'm like, holy fuck, yeah, they're so good. That guy's so good. And then they're just shit.
You can tell that they actually believe that as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just saying it, talking shit. Like, they believe
They proper believe. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Because they fucking suck.
Yeah.
But, like, the Socceroos, I've been hearing all this stuff about them, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah, we did that. Oh, my God, like, fuck. Like, this is so sick. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Am I about to have my heart ripped out?
You are. I think that, like, there's different levels, right? Like, you can appreciate, as I just stated, how, like, the actual scale of what's happening.
Yeah.
But to think that we're going to win the World Cup is, like, probably a bridge too far. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be setting my sights that high.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm keen to see how the boys go. It'd be awesome. Getting into a group stage just would be sick.
Fucking oath. And how good is the World Cup? Everyone just gets up and about.
You know what? It's fucking
Caxton was going off on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, I love how as Australians we just bandwagon everything. Like, people say it's a bad thing. I think absolutely not. Like,
no, definitely not. It shows that we care.
Caxton was packed on Saturday night, going mental when we won that game. Yeah. I reckon everyone in the room couldn't name the last time they watched a soccer game.
No,
me included. Remember. Yeah, dude, probably last World Cup. I don't watch. Neither do I.
Probably, I reckon 2 World Cups ago.
But throw a few fucking green and gold jerseys out there.
Yeah,
that's got me. Hook, line and sinker. Something about it.
That's it. Speaking of Socceroos as well, there is a player that has come across with one of the great... Come across. Foreshadowing much? One of the great nicknames, James Cumming. So, he's called the Cum Dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck does someone get the name Cum Dog? So I've done a little bit of research here. He's become a cult figure. He's our age.
Yeah, right. Good on him.
A Cum Dog at 27 means he must be...
He's been getting into his work for a while.
Getting into it, yeah. So, it says here, why is James Cumming called the Cum Dog? As you'd expect, Cumming's nickname has a unique origin story and one that isn't too surprising when you get to know the man a bit better. I got the nickname. This is what I found funny. Got the nickname. It was my wrestling nickname. I wrestled some guy called Grado. He was a wrestler in Scotland, and he came in when I was at Hibs. He came in and he was giving it the big one, so I chucked on the spandex, put cum dog on the chest, and I battered him.
Getting battered by a cum. Yeah. Just getting battered by a cum dog.
Yeah, he just got battered by a cum dog.
Now...
And it said the rest was history. Everyone's called me cum dog since then, but now I'm in Australia. Everyone's calling me the cum dingo. So cum dog or cum dingo, no problem.
Whatever takes your fancy.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking to someone on a call the other night, and they were telling us about this fact, and he was like, "Oh, you should Google it." And I was on my laptop, obviously, on the fucking Google Meet, and I Googled cum dog, and I was like, "Whatever you do, guys, don't Google it.
No,
do not Google cum dog.
You got to like really specifically say.
You might get your door kicked in by the fucking FBI if you Google cum dog. Yeah. The top result was no good.
If you don't hear this podcast next week, you know Darcy
I'm in
locked
federal
up.
prison.
Yeah, so
being held at ransom. So I know there's a few people out there now who are going to go and Google cum dog. So let us know how you go. Yeah, be greatly appreciated.
Fucking oath. Now, last thing on the World Cup. One thing I've noticed, which I don't know if always happens, but the underdogs are coming up a fair bit, bro.
Absolutely. Saudi Arabia fucking beating
Saudi
Argentina.
Arabia. Someone beat Japan last night.
Yeah.
But it's
Costa Rica.
People can get around that so much more because I feel like everyone loves the underdog.
Absolutely.
That's why everyone gets around Queensland because we're always the underdog.
Yeah, worst team in history and we won. Yeah, it's crazy.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
Daly Cherry Evans could hook that into my veins.
Yeah, Daly Cherry Evans could lead me into the fiery pits of hell.
Yeah, he could.
And I'd follow him.
Oh, like, come on, boys. It's just a little bit of fire. Like,
okay,
Daly.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucked.
Yeah.
But, I love seeing all the underdogs. And it makes it interesting because there's going to be some big nations that miss out.
There is.
You know, like if we get up, Denmark misses out, who's number 10 in the world.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. We love it.
We do love it.
Now, last thing I want to bring up for this week, guys, nice, short and sharp. Danny Ricciardo is going back to Red Bull.
He is. The prodigal son.
Which is awesome.
We love Dan.
Everything's gone full circle. Whether he finishes his career there.
Is he going to be a backup driver?
Know. So he's a backup driver for next season. But I think Perez's contract runs out at the end of 23 or 24.
Right.
So there's potential that
if he's going all right,
they might get rid of Perez and bring in Ricciardo.
Daniel. Max and Dan back.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Max still there? I don't even follow that.
Max is still there, yeah. Max will be there for ages. Yeah. He's there for like the next 5 years.
Whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he is a whiny little bitch. So I think Red Bull, smart play bringing Danny Rick back because they need someone that everyone can get around and love so that no one hates him.
How can you hate a man like that?
No, he's like the happiest dude ever.
Yeah.
So
and funny
lovely
as fuck.
And that's it. Like his comedic appeal, he's a PR dream.
It sells itself.
It does. It really does. But it got me thinking, there's so many times where sports people have left where they've come, like where they've started out, and then they come back and it doesn't matter what they've done, wherever else they've been, but it's like the prodigal son has returned.
And it's great to have you back, isn't it?
It is. Have you got any off the top of your head?
Oh, no. I'm trying to think now, but...
So I'll start with some if you think. So in the basketball, Allen Iverson coming back to Philly.
Huge.
It was massive at the time.
Yeah.
Huge. And he came back and just started ripping and tearing again. A recent one, Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
Coming back to the Heat.
Yep.
After
I feel like if you ask someone like casual basketball fan like me, Heat jersey, name on the back, Wade.
Yep. Yeah, it's not LeBron, it's Wade.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that iconic, it's one of my favourite photos in sport is that one of LeBron going up for the dunk and then Wade just being like,
yeah,
it's fucking sick.
It is sick.
You know, like that's synonymous with that team.
Yeah, 100%.
So that was sick when he came back. Not so much that this dude's at the end of his career now, and he's sort of a big name in basketball. His name's LeBron James.
Yeah, sort of a big name.
Yeah. When he came back to Cleveland and his whole thing was, I'm going to win this town a championship.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. That's a great narrative there.
Yeah.
Because the
king returns.
They were so shit.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns, the football team, so shit. It's just like, what do you support
What do you do for fun?
Like the state of Ohio, they had the Buckeyes, but that's just college.
Yeah.
College is big over there, but to the outsider, to the rest of the world, it's like, why would I go to Cleveland?
Yeah.
But then LeBron comes back and just puts some respect on the name, and it's just fucking sick.
Talk of the town, literally.
Yeah. Another one, Ronaldinho.
Yep.
If I was to talk about a soccer player, he's like the one that I always remember because when I watched soccer with Dad early on, I always remembered him. But when he was done in Europe, went back to Brazil, and it was just like this farewell tour of the country.
You could even say Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United.
Yep.
I'll have a feeling he just left there, but he did come back.
But he did come back, but it brought all these feelings of happiness,
emotion.
Lots of emotion,
Nostalgia.
lots of narrative.
There's something about sport, isn't there?
There is, dude. Now, this one here, you might like, you might hate. I feel like you'll like Darius Boyd coming back to the Broncos.
Yeah, love it.
It was great.
It was great.
He unfortunately probably went a season two or two.
People forget how fucking good he was.
But he was great. He wasn't great. He was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
And when he came back to the Broncos, that was fucking
His name's
sick.
on a few fucking plaques up here, there, and everywhere. Origins jerseys and just try-scoring machine.
Yep. For me personally, with the Melbourne Storm, seeing Ryan Hoffman come back, that was fucking awesome. It was devastating when he left because he was so tight with that whole group of like Billy, Cam Smith. They all came through the juniors together.
Yep.
Not in Melbourne because Melbourne didn't have a junior pathway then.
That's okay though.
But that's okay. Will Chambers, when he came back to Melbourne as well. Shit that he went to Cronulla, I hated that. But when he came back, it was fucking sick. He was just a motherfucker.
He probably still is a motherfucker. One of the biggest motherfuckers in the... What's the deal with Queensland centres?
Yeah, dude.
Being motherfuckers.
Like GI and
they
shit.
Just go to another level when they play.
It's
Brent
fucked.
Tate. Remember Brent Tate?
Brent Tate is one of the all-time greats, dude.
Absolutely.
One of the all-time greats.
Justin Hodges.
Yeah, Justin Hodges.
Could go on.
Gregorio Inglis.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Val Holmes when he plays there.
Yeah, just anyone.
Michael Morgan.
Couple more NRL ones.
You're missing a big NRL one. It might be on the bottom of your list. Benji going back to the Tigers.
I did miss that. Benji and Robbie, I suppose.
Benji
going
and
back
Robbie.
to the Tigers.
Yeah.
That was massive.
That's one of the big ones. Benji is fucking, again, one of the greats.
Benji's one of your goats.
He is.
He's probably a goat for everyone.
Yeah, I reckon if he didn't go and do his stint in Union, he would be like potentially immortal in the conversation for an immortal.
Well, I think he still should be because he is the one that did the flick pass.
And the step.
You know what I mean? And the step.
Kids in their backyard when they're doing the step, they're not talking about fucking anyone else but Benji Marshall.
I still think the biggest thing he brought was that, like the step was massive, but that pass, bro, the no-look, perfect pass, it would be so sick to see. Imagine if like he was either a bit older or Stacey Jones was a bit younger and they got to play heaps of years together. That would have been I feel like those clashes would have been so good, man.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks where Benji just came from nowhere. Remember that when he's like danced down the sideline and then threw that massive cutout pass without looking? Fuck.
Ridiculous, mate.
He would
so cool.
If you type in Benji Marshall highlights, like some of the fucking horniest shit you'll ever see.
You could probably be there for a few days.
Fucking oath.
Like literally
get your rocks off well and good.
Josh Reynolds going back to Belmore this year.
Yep.
Grub, but that's pretty cool because he was there when I hated the Bulldogs at that point.
Yep.
But you can't deny they were fucking awesome. Him and Trent Hodgkinson together were fucking sick in that early 2010s. Bit of a weird one, but Reece Walsh coming back to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because let him go and he did
up
so
there and we'll
well.
see how we feel about it. But
that's what I mean.
He's got to perform.
But you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are excited because he's
coming back, yeah.
And it's very early on.
It could be a great signing. Fuck, I'm horny for that.
And then there's another thing that I find this really cool. In the NFL, there's this trend, and it's started to go into other sports, but it's the one-day contract.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So essentially, say you've got a guy who's played 10 years or something, or he's done the bulk of his career somewhere, and then they've either released him, let him go, or he's signed somewhere else, either on his own terms or the team's just got rid of him.
Yeah.
They then come to retire. Rather than retire with the team they've gone to, a lot of them will sign a one-day contract with that original team and retire as a member of that team, which I think's fucking cool.
That is so sick.
I think it's so sick.
So like essentially what Benji did, but do it for like one day just so you could ceremoniously retire as a West Tiger.
That's like Cooper Cronk, man. He's gone off to the Roosters and done all this shit, and then he's retired.
2 premierships.
Yeah, one, which sucks. But then he goes, fuck, I've literally made my bed in Melbourne. I'm a Melbourne person. This is who I want to be.
Yeah.
So he signs a one-day contract, has the press conference.
Retires.
Fucking appreciate the other joint, but this is who I am.
This is home. That is sick.
It's fucking cool. So, like, Jerry Rice.
I did not know that was a thing. That is
so cool,
sick.
man. So, Jerry Rice, arguably the best ever receiver.
Yep.
Went to a fair few different clubs afterwards, and he made his bed in San Francisco with the 49ers.
Yep.
And, 2005, I think it was, he came and signed a one-day contract. Jeff Saturday, he's now the coach. It's pretty fucking cool. He was like an undrafted dude and came in the Peyton Manning era of the Colts. And like Peyton chose him as his center because he was just like this rough, aggressive dude who wasn't afraid to give it back to any of the team or coaching staff. And he had this massive career, and it was a huge thing when he went off to the Packers. And there's a pretty cool thing, like, you know, the Pro Bowl they have between the AFC and the NFC?
Yeah.
So Peyton was, I believe, AFC still, and he never played in the NFC. And Jeff was on the NFC team, but for one play, Jeff went over to Peyton's team and snapped in the ball, and that was like the last time they'd do that.
That's sick.
So then, Jeff went and signed a one-day contract, retired as a Colt. He's been involved in the organisation. They fired their coach the other week. He's never coached, and then he got put in as the head coach, won the first game.
Hectic.
Which is fucking sick. And then there's a couple other ones who just stand out to me and probably people that watch the sport. Demarius Thomas, unfortunately, he died, it was either last year or this year. He helped when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos. He was just a fucking touchdown machine.
Yeah.
So he went somewhere else and he came back and retired
At the Broncos.
as a Bronco. Frank Gore, who's just like the epitome of motherfucker.
Yeah.
49ers, went back to the 49ers, and
It's
AJ
such
Hawk.
a sick concept.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I just think it should happen in more sports.
I think it should happen in life. Imagine if we say that one day we move to Sydney or Melbourne.
Yeah.
Gonna die. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Fly me up to the CAC. I'm having one more schooner.
Yeah. And then
Carry me out of here in a box.
yeah, exactly. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
It'd be, really fucked up for the people at the pub watching.
Yeah, but still.
Imagine that
At
when you
least, like-
finish your last sip, you just go,
This is how we want it to go.
yeah. But it would be great.
It would be great.
It's how everything should be.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like what Happy Gilmore, what he gets told by Chubbs. Go to your happy place.
Caxton is my happy place.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with the regular pod. Pig Athletic Club, I was going to say sponsors, jumped on as guests. Definitely not sponsors. Yeah. We pay for their beers. So tune in for that. It'll be a bit of a giggle.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to them for coming on. Thanks to you guys for listening. And thanks everyone for copping a hat as well. Everyone that copped hats.
Yeah, crazy.
Really appreciate that. There's a theme this week. We sort of kept forgetting to plug that early on in the pods. And it happened again.
Yeah, it did.
But no, we are very appreciative, everyone, of your continued support. It's something that we really, really cherish and appreciate.
More than you'll ever know.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, guys.
Righto. Have a
tomorrow.
good fucking afternoon, and we'll see us tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye.